Hey everyone, NW Order for Life here with the Kamikaze Kill episode 16 review. This episode was crazy with action, and I'm not going to be able to go scene for scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think of the characters and basically just describe their fight scenes, and then mention whatever else I can remember after that. But so when it comes to Tatsumi, well, first let's talk about Kurome. Kurome's ability, her Yatsufusa, I believe her Teigu is called. It gives her the ability to bring puppets people that she killed back to life as puppets, and it's not just people; it's danger beasts, anything that she kills that's alive. Um, so we see that she has. She explains that she has like an assassin um, from like a tribe that she killed. It was really hard to kill him. He's one of the best achievements. She really like treats him like a prize trophy. She has her best friend from first of her best friend, her good friend from when they were all training as assassins because Akame knows him and I think his name is Natal, something like that. She has this gunner girl who I believe was another assassin. She has this guy who has like this riot shield. I think he has like a shield, and he has like knife weapons, and he's really strong. And he was like a bodyguard that she killed of a target that she made her own. And then there's this former general of the Imperial Army that was friends with Najenda, and he was going to join the Revolutionary Army, so he was killed by Kurome. And he uh, doesn't have an Imperial arm, but he's really strong and skilled. And I think that's bad. Then we have the Danger Beast that's a monkey. And we have a Danger Beast that's a giant, like, bone, like, tyranno type of creature, like a dragon beast type of creature. It can shoot things out of its mouth, like some kind of blue fire energy kind of thing. And then we also have a frog that has the ability to digest anything it eats because of the strong acids in its stomach. Giant frog thing, kind of like out of Naruto. But yeah, so we starting with Tatsumi. Tatsumi ends up fighting the gorilla danger beast and also the assassin puppet that came from like the northern tribe that she was especially proud to kill. This assassin guy is really hard for Tatsumi to hit. It seems like his weapons aren't too effective against Tatsumi though, because there are several times where Tatsumi points that he would have probably been really hurt if not for Incursio's armor. So Incursio's armor was protecting him from the blows from this assassin. So assuming this assassin is probably just quick and sleek and not really, strong in the attack department. Whereas the monkey, is I think not so fast, and Tatsumi can pretty much like dodge it and hit it with powerful blows. But Tatsumi ends up getting help from Chelsea, and Chelsea turns into this this person from the assassin's past, and we learn now that the puppets have the feelings and memories of like deep inside of them of like people they knew in their lives. So this guy had no free will. He had no idea what was going on because but for some reason or whatever, he remembered the image of the person Chelsea transformed into. It stopped him for a couple of seconds, giving her an opportunity to stab him with a needle, which gave Tatsumi an opening to slice him right down the middle. And once the puppets are like pretty much sliced down the middle, then they're dead. You have to separate like everything because like if you just take off their head, they can move. And that brings me to Najenda. Najenda was fighting. It started with Leone. Leone was fighting this guy with a whip, and he uses like this crazy like whip technique where it's so fast Leone couldn't follow it with her eyes, and she had to catch it. Eventually learned how to catch it with her hand after following it for so long, but it's like really deadly and cuts and everything. And Agenda tells Leone to go and help Akame. She's got she's got this guy, but that's not before. Kurome not kills. She slices off Leone's arm and pretty much says like, you can't keep your eyes on the puppets and not on me, because then I'll strike when I find an opportunity. And Kurome's best, #1 puppet, the best friend, whatever, from her days as an early Imperial assassin. That guy is watching over her, like he's just her personal guard, so he's not doing nothing. And that's when Najenda says, Leone, don't worry about the arm. Go help Akame. I got this. And Najenda's fighting this guy, and Najenda's reminiscing back to when, or she just has like a quick little flashback of this guy being in the Imperial Army, smiling at her and asking her to come with coffee or something, have a cup of coffee with him. And she says something like how, he was a great general, and he's supposed to join the Revolutionary Army and rest in peace. And she ends up getting his head off his shoulders, like just flat out, like punching the guy's head off. And the guy is still moving and still fighting. And she's like really pissed off about this, because she's like, how dare that cursed Teigu, desecrate this person's spirit so much, desecrate this body. And she flings the body over to Susanoo, where Susanoo is like fighting the dragon danger beast thing, and it vaporizes the body, because the body comes flying into this dragon beast mouth thing, and so the puppet guy is killed right when he hits the beam. But Najenda was using Najenda said she has 40% of her strength that she had because she was wounded by Esdeath in the past, and because of that wound, she's only able to use 40% of her strength now. And so she's fast, she's strong, but she's also uses like her bionic arm as like a way of fighting. Like she can reel herself in really quickly and close the gap really quick on an enemy. So what happened was the puppet guy, she missed him with her arm, but she grabbed the side of the rock and she just reeled herself really quick into the rock and was able to give her a speed advantage, I guess, over him, and that's how she was able to knock his head off, I think. And she's just using it for like all different types of things, that arm. So it's cool that she has like this bionic commando type of fighting style with her arm. And now going to Susanoo. Susanoo was using. He was fighting the dragon danger beast thing, but originally he was doing it with Najenda, and he told Najenda to go because he got this, but he's got this quirk about him where he's just constantly looking at this thing's bone structure isn't perfectly aligned like the rest of him. He's not perpendicular or asymmetrical, I guess you would say. He's not asymmetrical. And basically it's kind of like, disturbing him, and it made him get hit too because he was like focusing on it too much. So that's a really weird weakness that Susanoo has. But Najenda basically comes over there after the puppet gets blasted into the dragon blast, and he basically she gives him permission to use his special power, and using his special power, he takes life force away from her. I believe it's life force, and makes Susanoo transform to this most powerful state where he gets like this armor, and I don't know if it was a new armor or a new costume or whatever it was, but he just looks really awesome, really badass. And he gets like, as far as we've seen, 2 new abilities. One is the Yata Mirror, which obviously this is all to the Japanese folklore about the deities in Japan, Susanoo and Amaterasu and all that stuff like that. But he uses the Yata Mirror to block the dragon blast thing from, he blocks it and then returns it right back at the dragon beast, and it gets knocked back and it's burning. And then he uses this like spiritual sword, I forget what he called it, and he slices the thing right in half. So there's another victory for Night Raid. And Susanoo did that pretty easily. Like once he got that transformation, it was pretty much over. But Najenda says that she can only do that 2 times. If she does it 3, then she pretty much like forfeits her life. The last time that she'll do it will be, the third time will be the last, and she'll die. And then let's see, who else is there? There's Mine. Mine was having this fight with the gunner girl, this gunner puppet. She has 2 guns. She was confident. Kurome even talked about how like this girl was confident even in death. So it's funny how like she's still confident after being beat. But this girl with like a dual double pistol kind of thing, she gets beat by Mine. Mine just outguns her with Pumpkin. And then Kurome tries to have Mine get swallowed up, but Mine uses Pumpkin to blast out of its guts. And at that point, Najenda is there, and Susanoo and Mine and Tatsumi, and they're all just there because they've beaten all their enemies. And Kurome is just left there, having only 1 puppet left. But before that happened, there was the fight with Akame and Leone. Akame and Leone were trying to fight Bols. Bols had that when Kurome tried to assassinate somebody, there was this guy that was guarding that guy. This shield guy with this riot shield, that puppet was like pretty much on a mission to protect Bols, and he was blocking all the attacks of Akame and Leone. And Leone only has 1 arm at this point. And they did like this maneuver where they lured in the shield guy, and Akame cut off his legs, and then Leone thought she was ready to go in for the strike, but the shield guy also threw like knives and stopped her arm from attacking, so she couldn't attack with her good arm. And because of that, she used her teeth and bit off half of the front top of like Bols' imperial arm, so Bols could no longer attack with it. And Bols' imperial arm was also shown to be really cool, and it has like this long range fire attack, like a long range fireball kind of thing, as well as a really, really powerful like close range flamethrower. It doesn't actually look like a flamethrower as we would see it. It's like really big cone of fire that like encompasses a whole area in front of him, like like feet. Like it's really long and wide. And his weapon is really cool. And Bols, before Akame and Leone did that, when Akame was trying to fight him and the Guardian puppet solo, he asked her, why did you betray the Empire and join the Revolutionary Army? And Akame said, because I know that's what was right. Like, I believed in my heart that it was the right thing to do. And Bols was like, well, I understand that, but it's my job to crush that belief. And he was pretty badass, if not saddeningly, evil, because you can tell Bols doesn't want to be evil. He just acts evil because he feels like, that's what he needs to do to protect his family and his life that he has in the Empire or whatever. When Bols loses his Teigu to Leone and Akame's double team, and Akame pretty much slices up the defense guy like left and right. Like once she got rid of his legs, she just slices him up. And another thing to point out is Akame's Murasame, her Teigu, cannot kill these puppets because these puppets are not affected by poison because they're not alive. So in order to kill these puppets, you have to pretty much get rid of any part they can attack with, their limbs, their head, their body, whatever. Just mince them up and dice them up because it's the only way you can get rid of them, because they'll fight you with everything they've got. They don't have like regeneration abilities. They just, if they can move, then they'll move and they'll try to attack you. So, but once that was done, the episode pretty much ended on a cliffhanger where Bols threw up his like tank on his back full of fire, I guess whatever it is, and he threw it up and he pressed the button and made a huge explosion in the air. And we don't know what happens after that, but it was pretty cool. The other thing to mention in the episode is Esdeath was meeting with bandits, and not meeting. She was looking, for Najenda and everything, like riding after her. She runs into bandits, and these bandits say like they knew Esdeath was coming, and they can't wait to have their way with her and fight her and all. And Esdeath tells Run and Seryu to kill them all except for like 2 or 3 of them because I want to question them. like, well, I want to know what's going on or whatever. And yeah, so it was a great episode. I don't think I missed anything. I say it's not Tatsumi, Akame, Leone, Najenda, Susanoo. Oh, Lubbock didn't really do anything. Lubbock kind of just like knew that that like that they were fighting. Lubbock knew that like everybody was fighting because the strings were going off or something. I don't think he has like that much of an important mission. He might be on the lookout to see when Esdeath is coming. That might be what his role is. And Wave was also shown. He was knocked way far into a forest. He can barely walk because he didn't have his Teigu equipped. He blocked it with his Teigu, and because of that, he like survived. But he's really in bad condition right now because he took that blast like that, and I mean that impact from Susanoo and then landed on the ground. But yeah, I mean, what a fantastic episode. Seeing Kurome's twisted personality. She spoke to her sister and basically said, like, you know, I want to make everybody stay with me, even in death, including you, sis. Like, you know, everyone's going to, whoever I love or cherish or whatever, that I make them stay with me in death, you know, or unless they're my playthings, you know, that I value them like trophies. So she has this crazy mindset. Just great fight scenes with Leone fighting without her arm and being a monster, you know, going so far as to, you know, biting off the Teigu with her teeth, like when she couldn't use her arm because of that. The puppets were great fighters. Kurome's power was mentioned that every time her puppets get destroyed or whatever, that she regains her power because like she has to split her power like 8 ways or whatever to power up these puppets to make them move and attack. So she has to, you know, basically, so every time you think like, oh, we're finally getting through the puppets now, Kurome is getting stronger back to her 100%, and she can fight like a beast. So next episode, we'll see probably Kurome and her best friend puppet fight. We'll see Akame and Najenda and Leone. Well, we don't know if Akame and Leone are safe. I mean, I know, but I'm not going to say nothing. You know, we don't know if they're safe from that explosion. But we had, you know, Tatsumi, Najenda, and Mine, and Susanoo, and they're all like cornering, you know, Kurome right now, who only has her friend puppet. So we'll see how that goes. And, you know, just an amazing episode that I give it a 10 out of 10 easily. So full of action. There was plot development, you know. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more about it. It's a long one, but there was a lot of battle scenes to talk about. So thanks for watching this review of Akame ga Kill episode 16. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below on what you think about anything with the battle scenes or what you think is going to happen in the future. And subscribe to my channel if you like more videos about Akame ga Kill in the future. Thanks. Have a great night.